AITA for asking my sister to not make jokes about kissing my fiancé me, 23 female, and my fiancé, 27 male, have been together for around 3 years, and recently he proposed. He has always been a family friend and was best friends with my sister, 27F, for a while before we got together. My sister is the way we met, and I will always be grateful for that. However, recently I was back home to visit my parents and my sister came as well. We all like to get together for the 4th of July. When the party died down, I was with my fiancé, sister, and another close friend from home in my parents' basement. My sister sat in between me and my fiancé, which I didn't mind because they are very close friends. However, she made a joke saying, "What if I made out with your fiancé right now?" I was shocked, but didn't want to speak up right then and cause a fight in front of our friend. So I just said, "Oh, that would be so crazy. Please don't." Later, I approached my sister about it and asked why she would say that. And it's a bit weird to talk about kissing my fiancé. She said that I was overreacting, and it was all jokes going on about how I need to understand that's just how she jokes with him. I understand that they have been friends for a long time, but it made me very uncomfortable when she made that joke. I talked to my fiancé, and he said that he also thought it was weird of her to say that. But now I am fighting with my sister about this almost every day. Am I the having a fight with her about it? AITA for pulling my daughter from soccer camp and telling her that she can't see her ghetto friends anymore. My daughter is in soccer camp twice a week since the beginning of the summer. She is 15. She has made 2 new friends, and I do not like them. They have been over my home once, and they were rude, loud, and obnoxious. They made a mess of the house, gave me attitude when I asked them to quiet down. One rolled her eyes and started arguing with me. They were blasting music, and money went missing. I had $40 on the counter and it disappeared. So I am not the biggest fan of them. And after that, I didn't allow them to hang out at our home. My daughter was not a fan of this, but still saw them at soccer camp. The soccer camp is next to a plaza, and they allow the kids to get food from the fast food places. I got a call from the coach that my daughter and her 2 friends caused issues at Arby's. She recorded it on her phone. Her 2 friends were heckling the fast food worker and left after causing a mess, dumped their drink all over the ground and flipped off the worker. My daughter was recording this and laughing along. TBH, I found it disgusting. I informed her that she is being pulled out of soccer camp because she can't behave by herself and that she won't be seeing those friends anymore. She was very unhappy and started an argument. She told me that I don't like them because they are ghetto, and I told her she is correct. They are too ghetto, too loud, too rude, too disrespectful, and I am not allowing her near them. She hasn't talked to me since. I shared this with my sister, and she basically told me I forgot my roots and to let her see the friends. Edit. For more contexts, I grew up in a horrible neighborhood, and yeah, that type of behavior was common where I grew up. Yes, I do find that behavior ghetto as hell. Also, I am black, my daughter is mixed. Still think it is super ghetto. AITA. In this conflict with my parents-in-law, short summary of everything I can't fit in here. We already had a weird relationship with my parents-in-law and troubles with them before, but I decided to do something stupid in my life. My parents-in-law offered me a job. A very convenient job, I might add. because I had lots of trouble with my employer at the time, and since I'm autistic, I don't really work well in most environments. So I was like, what could really go wrong? I mean, if it turns out it doesn't work, I will just search for another job. The first months, this went great. I enjoyed my work, and I could completely work from home, which really helped, because an office is really too busy for me. But then they suddenly stopped paying. They didn't have any money anymore. I should give them a month, and then they would fix a loan to be able to pay me again. So I was like, okay, that's fine. They'll give you a month. So next month, nothing. If I could give them a little more time. And so on. But now comes a big twist. Because we had already planned on something these months, and that was trying to get a baby, in which we succeeded. But we also created a bigger problem for ourselves. But we trusted my parents-in-law, so we thought everything would turn out well. After the 4th month, my contract was about to end, because I had a 1-year contract. So they asked me, "Do you want to continue?" And now you might be thinking, well, of course you say no to that, but I was pregnant, and I trusted them. I still truly did trust them. And they told me they were probably going to get the money next month, and they really needed me. So, okay, I went on. The months passed and passed. And after 7 months, my partner was like, "We can't do this anymore. The baby is coming. Our money is only going down. They need to call UWV." For clarification, I live in the Netherlands, and UWV is an organization that has everything to do with employment. They would need to call UWV to tell them they couldn't pay me anymore, and then I might be able to get a WWW, which is money you get from the government when you suddenly lose your source of income, with it not being your own fault. Only problem, if they would call UWV, their company would get bankrupt probably. But before they had told us they would call if we really needed them to. So, we asked. They refused to call UWV. So we had to step to a lawyer. And that lawyer helped us to seizure their house. I am unsure if I use English correctly here, but you could say we laid claim to their house, or at least the money that would come out of it. So we went to court, and we won. But now, they will get kicked out of their house. They won't have anywhere to live. And they put all the blame of that on us. Because apparently, their mind, I never did any proper work, so I don't even deserve that money. They never let me know before the conflict that they were unhappy about the work I did. Quite the opposite, actually. So I ask you all, are we the Please be genuine. AITA for getting my sister fired and saying something horrible during an argument. I, 18 female, let my sister, 32 female, borrow my car at 1:30 a.m. She promised to have it back by 6 a.m., but that didn't happen. She kept telling me she was on her way, but I later found out that wasn't true. Eventually, I discovered she left my car about 30 minutes away in a public car park. Keys still in the ignition. I haven't been able to get it back yet because I've been working, and I don't have anyone who can help me retrieve it. I'm really stressed out about the car, just sitting there, especially since I can't legally drive it alone yet. When I couldn't get hold of her, I called her workplace trying to reach her. That's when I learned she hasn't been showing up to her shifts and had told them that multiple family members, our mom, our nan, and her dad, had passed away. None of that is true. Her boss said they already had doubts, but I confirmed the truth and provided proof that everyone's alive. Because of this, she's likely going to lose her job. When we finally spoke, things escalated badly. We both said some horrible things. I told her I'd ruin her life by warning future boyfriends or employers. Just an angry threat. I don't actually plan to do that. I also swore on my dad's grave that I'd never speak to her again. I know that was a dramatic and intense thing to say, and I regret it. For context, we don't share a dad. Mine passed away before I was born. She responded by saying I didn't even know him and had no right to say that, which really hurt. In the heat of that moment, I said something I truly regret, that I wished her previous overdose had worked. I didn't mean it. It was an awful, impulsive thing to say, and I feel sick about it. I've been carrying a lot of guilt for it ever since. Later, I also found out she wasn't just picking up weed like she told me. She was using my car to deal coke. I honestly don't even know what to say to that. I've gone no contact and told my mom and man everything. But I can't stop thinking about whether I crossed a line, especially with what I said and what I told her job. So, AITA